Max spit stats like a tactician. Link breaking plays down, surging with precision. Scoob got the jokes, punchlines hitting crisp. Whole squad on the mic, call it audible bliss. Gritter and gospel. We the chapel of the huddle, global reach, Titan speak. Breaking every bubble from the turf to the booth. Knowledge they colossal. Podcast the playbook, no room for apostle. Titans global, we break it, we mold it. Talking pigskin, the truth get unfolded. Max Link School, we the squad, we the clone. Football mind sharp, taking you across the globe. Max drop gems, X's and O's like hieroglyphs. Link dissecting plays, no time for the myth. School keep it raw, laugh till you cry. Huddle up, Titans talk, no flag, let it fly. Every league, every player, we dissect the grind. From the draft to the field, future stars in line. Whistles blow, helmets clash, stories untold. We bring the heat like cleats burning through the cold.
From kickoff to OT, every snap's a tale. Global Titans, we prevail, never stale.
What's up, Titans fan? We'll try this one more time because I forgot to hit the record button. But welcome to Titans Global Podcasts.
Hey, how y'all doing?
I'm your host, Maximus Titan fan, and with me, as always, this is my good buddy Link. What's up, man?
Yeah, no, good. Thanks for being with us again, guys. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment. Most importantly, get in the comment section. We are close to training camp. We are close to real football. We finally have exciting camp battles, some stuff to actually get into. Super special guest with us tonight. I'll let Max do the introduction, and let's get right into this thing again, man.
Yes, man. Good friend, good buddy, good everything, man. Good Titans fan. Marako Taylor, one of the main dudes that got AFC Warzone, AFC South Warzone going. And for the rest of the introduction, I'll leave it up to Marako, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Give me
Happy to
one.
be with y'all tonight, man. Everybody know who I am. If you don't, yeah, motherfucker, you better get your mind right. But once again, man, thank y'all for having me tonight. Man, I'm just doing my own thing, chopping it up about the Titans on Facebook. You can catch me on Twitter sometimes. I know I haven't been that active, but I'm trying to work my way back up in there, man. Y'all just bear with me.
Hey, good stuff, man. We love it. And hey, we have good news and bad
We
news.
understand.
The bad news is we got off to a late start. The good news is we spent most of that first 20 minutes talking about offensive line battle. So to be fair, we kept the good stuff for the middle of the show towards the end, and we had just got into some receiver talk. We just brought up Carnell Tate, 4th overall pick by the Titans. Look, I was not personally excited about this on draft night. I've grown into it a little bit better. Okay, like the excitement has grown. I see the vision. I see what the hope is.
Yes.
This becomes. But I want to get your opinion. We haven't had you on the show since he was drafted. I mean, what are your initial thoughts, and then how do you feel about this now moving into training camp?
Man, Link, I want you to tell me your thoughts as well, because I think we're on the same page when it comes to Carnell Tate. My biggest thing about Carnell Tate was how good will he actually be? You drafted tongue twister. You drafted a wide receiver 4th overall, and when you draft a wide receiver that high, you shouldn't even be discussing a franchise tag when it comes time. You should be discussing contract extension. And I know there's this thing about he wasn't the best wide receiver on Ohio State, but I mean, shoot, look at the wide receivers coming out of Ohio State, though, man. I mean, he's right up there with the guys. And plus, too, he was playing behind Jeremiah Smith, which, you know, he's most definitely going to be 1st, 2nd, 3rd overall draft pick. However it falls, he's going in the top 3. But Carnell Tate, as time went on and I heard more and more people talk about him, and I looked at his story, read up on his story, I said, yeah, this dude gets it, man. He's the type of individual that loves the game. That's all he cares about. I mean, Cam Ward was just on Debo and Joe Live talking about when they drafted Carnell Tate. he said he was happy. He said he was saying like draft him. And when they drafted him, all he could do was smile. And I know y'all seen the workout video where Cam had the wide receivers out there, man. And I tell you, dude, Cornell Tate, I got all the confidence in the world, man, that this dude is going to be a legit weapon for us.
Yeah, and here, I'll let Max get it right after this, but I guess I'll take you through my kind of journey as a whole. You know, on draft night, I guess my thought is Jeremiah Love goes off the board, right? That is ideal scenario. That is goals. That is what you want. That doesn't happen. We thought that was a possibility, and it sucks for him. It sucks for whatever, beside the point. But anyway, so then with Carnell Tate there at 4, it surprised me because now you're not only saying that Carnell Tate is the second best offensive player in the draft, you're saying he's the second best player in the draft. Like Arvell Reese is sitting there, you put him next to Jeffrey Simmons. Like, you know, there are plans for this. You know what I mean? So that was my thing, was just I don't know that he's the type of individual talent level that you expect to get at a Jeremiah Smith type draft pick. You know what I mean? I guess that's where I was at with it on draft night. Now, as we've progressed, I'm with you. I've read the story. I've seen the work ethic. And what I've realized is this team has a vision. I think Robert Saleh has a vision. And if you notice something common about this team and very common about this draft, all of these players have the same type of work ethic. They have the same type of drive. They're motivated by the same thing. They want to be known as great football players. That matters on a team. Like when you talk about locker room chemistry, when you talk about how it comes together on the field, when you talk about how these guys are developed as a whole, that does matter. So that's kind of where I'm at with it. I'm putting some faith in this. I'm letting it ride. I think that, you know, I'm going to trust the Borgonzi vision until proven otherwise. I'm going to let it roll and then see how this year goes. But I'm at least starting to see what the vision looks like, I guess you could say.
Yeah, and I have to say I'm proud of Borgonzi, man, because with the defensive head coach, you know, there was a bunch of defensive players that he was foaming at the mouth to get a hold of Robert Saleh. But Borgonzi stuck with his gut and said, no, man, I'm going to take Carnell Tate. And to be honest, I like Link. I mean, y'all have seen the reaction video. I did not have a good reaction to it. I wasn't very happy about it. I quickly changed my tune after watching some of his tape. And then when he came into OTAs, he raised my eyebrows again and made me say, this is what I saw on tape. And now he's doing it against, you know, NFL level. I don't know if it's starter level because he's doing it mostly against Marcus Harris. But my point is, then you saw him with Cam Ward at the select quarterback athletics in Texas, I think it is. And then he went to Miami with him. Every time Cam Ward's out there and is available to throw to his receivers, Carnell Tate is right there ready to take them balls. And that, to me, is what's got me most excited about Carnell Tate. Little mention note, by the way, he did say he's going to pop up somewhere in Nash Vegas in the next couple of days, and as soon as shipping gets right, and he's going to give all Titans fans a free jersey in Nashville. So that's a pretty cool thing as well. When that happened, I even said to my wife, have you seen a football player do anything as cool as this in the last, I don't know, ever? I don't know, man. Like I said, he's won me over with his character and his play.
Yeah, I don't know of any players that have done that, man. So shout out to Carnell Tate, man. I'm definitely rocking with him. I'm behind him 100%. And gonna move along, man, because we do got some other wide receivers that we got to discuss. And we're gonna talk about Wan'Dale Robinson. Man, I was high on Wan'Dale. I mean, it was no secret he was coming to the Titans, especially with all the talk that was going on with, you know, Dable. You know, Dable's coming, Wan'Dale was coming. Hey, we got both of them, man. And Wan'Dale, man, he's just, you know, the ideal wide receiver that will complement a young quarterback like Cam Ward. He knows where to be. He knows exactly how to get there. He knows how to manipulate coverages. He knows how to make dudes miss. Plenty of speed, still, on the younger side of his career. And I think that we're going to get, how long did he sign for? 3 years or something like that? I think we're going to get a very productive 3 years out of Wan'Dale Robinson.
Yeah, well, and to build on that, I mean, here's the other thing. You notice the trend in these receivers. One of the biggest things that killed Cam Ward last year was drops. Like, it was rookie mistakes for sure. It was bad offensive line. It was bad decision-making, but then it was drops by receivers. You look at this wide receiver room now, like, these dudes don't drop the ball. You know what I'm saying? Like, you look at Wan'Dale Robinson, you look at his catch radius for being a smaller dude and coming out of the slot. Like, if the ball's coming his way, he's going to make the secure catch. Even Carnell Tate, we just talked about him. He's going to make the secure catch. That was the thing about it. So I love the Wan'Dale Robinson signing. I think for the first time, wide receiver is not a question mark on this team with what you've done. And even moving on from that, like, you still have Ridley coming back. Like, you know what I'm saying? That is still wide receiver 1 on this team. I think that's missed by a lot of people. If he comes back healthy and what we thought he was going to be in the later part of the year, if not for the injury, you're looking at a pretty freaking good unit in the AFC South.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with our wide receiver room, if I'm being honest. I do want to flip on a different subject, kind of, but CJ2K was announced he was going to be inducted into the Titans Ring of Honor Sunday, the first week of the season, whatever, at the Jets. My point is, and I don't want to be I have to be like very delicate with this, because I feel like what I'm about to say is slightly offensive, and I hope it's not to anybody. But I think it's almost sad that CJ2K had to have something. I hate that ALS was the catalyst for putting him into the Ring of Honor, I think is the best way I can possibly say it. That man has he gave us everything he had. I mean, when he went to Arizona, his career was pretty much done. I mean, he still holds a record in the NFL that no one has been able to touch, even get close to. So I feel like, CJ2K inducted into the Ring of Honor as well as it is received, and I think it's great that we're doing that. I hate that it took us so long to do that. And there's a couple other people that I thought should be at least looked at for inducting into the Ring of Honor. And that's pretty much Michael Ruse, Taylor Lewan, and Keith Bullock. I think all three of those players have shown over the years to be not only great players and great people on the outside of the football field, but also really great pillars of our franchise for us to say, these are the guys, these are our history. You know what I mean? And Keith is still a big part of the community in Nashville. Taylor Lewan's clearly a big part of the community in Nashville with the Bustin' the Boys podcast and all that. And Michael Ruse is just, one of those dudes that fought hard again, I'm offensive line. I'm being boring. I'm sorry. But all those people should be in there. I heard a lot of people say something about Mike Keith. I'm sorry that I'm going on a little bit of a rant here, but I heard a lot of people say Mike Keith is already in there. Mike Keith, Steve McNair, and Eddie George are all three in there. But other than those three, there are no modern Titans in the Titans Ring of Honor at all.
For sure, man. Yeah, and I mean, we move on, and I think things open up, and there's nothing that can be said about CJ2K that hasn't been said in the last few weeks, man. And just to echo what I've said on here, I think that what's going on in that journey, and his family, there can't be any more prayers lifted up that have been. So for sure, and continue to keep that family in your thoughts. But yeah, it was great seeing him just be with the Titans community and continue to be with the Titans community. And this induction just, solidifies even more his legacy with the Titans and what he's done for the organization, for the community. So yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think it was well deserved and well received, and super happy for him and all things that can still go on while he's with us.
Most definitely, man. Shout out to Chris Johnson. Well deserved, but I want to build on what Max was saying. Let's give these guys their flowers when they can properly receive them.
For sure.
Because the guys that are worthy of going into our Ring of Honor, they most definitely deserve to be there. And we want to see them there. We want to see them there in great health, great spirit. We want them to talk to us. We want them to tell how they feel about everything, man. We just want to see them celebrated to the utmost, man. And don't get me wrong, I'm happy about CJ, but I hate that it has to be up under this type of circumstance, man. And I was kind of thinking about, like, why is it that something unfortunate has to happen for our guys to go inside this Ring of Honor? And I went back to the fact that where would you display these guys at inside the old Nissan Stadium? I mean, when you walking around Nissan Stadium, I mean, there's no type of real big platform to where you will put a Ring of Honor. I know they got some names at the top of the Raptors, but I mean, nobody's really looking up there because they're mostly empty. But that's another discussion for another day. But sticking with the subject on hand, I believe that we're going to start to see more guys go inside the Ring of Honor once we move on to the new stadium, because there will be places to where you can put these guys' names up. You can put pictures of these guys up, and they can be seen by no matter who comes inside the stadium. But I hope we see that going forward, man. I want to see our guys get celebrated to the utmost.
Well, and I think you will, because here's the other thing too. The Titans now rebranded. Like that's now the old guard kind of, in a way. You know what I'm saying? Like those dudes, the Lawans, the Keith Bullocks, like those dudes are now part of that old organization, if you will. So yeah, I'm 100%. I think the new stadium is definitely going to do something to honor more of these dudes that are still around that were part of that, because that's a huge part of this history. Right. Like those were the dudes who came from the Oilers over to Memphis, over to Nashville. Like they deserve this for sure.
Yeah. And let's move on to something more positive. We were talking in the pre-show before I actually hit the live button about the Debo and Joe podcast where Cam was on it. Talking about a bunch of different stuff, but one of the things that I thought was really intriguing was the way he talked about Daboll and the way that he wished he had him last year. And if you watch that quarterback season 3, I don't want to spoil anything for you, but Cam is awfully coddled on the sideline in that show. So really happy to see that he is happy with his offensive coordinator, and that, the offensive coordinator and the head coach is going to challenge him at some point throughout the season instead of just, wiping powder on his ass every time he throws an interception.
You know what stands out to me about the Netflix series Quarterback? Cam was on their first episode. It was when Callahan told him that, hey, once you get settled in, I'm gonna start calling more shit. And Cam was like, I'm already settled in.
Yes.
And I'm like, come on, Cam.
Yes.
I mean, and it just goes back to what I was already thinking and knew beforehand. Callahan was the sole reason we lost that football game. I mean, the Broncos and their defense was on point this past season. I don't want to take anything away from their defense. But my God, the Broncos, I mean, they did not look like a playoff caliber team when they played the Titans. I feel like that was a game that we could have snuck away from them had we had a head coach with some fucking balls.
Yeah, well, and here's the thing. You don't see every scene of every football game. So, yeah, you look at the Broncos game and you can say that's the reason they lost. How many one-score games did they lose last year? How many games were they in it until the fourth quarter? So we don't know how many times this team fell apart up until Callahan was gone. That was my thing. And just to echo that, like, again, I just think the biggest takeaway was the coddling of Cam, because Cam Ward did not come into this league with a rookie mindset. This was not Shadur Sanders. This was not a guy you had to hold his hand and kind of walk him through the playbook. Like, he came in ready to go. He came in with an NFL mindset, with an NFL work ethic, and it should have been treated as such. Like, let the dude take control of the team. Let him take control of the offense. Just let him go play football, because that's what he's best at.
Yeah, man, I'm sorry. I just get all gushy thinking about, how nice it is to have a quarterback like that. If you've been a fan as long as I have, man, you've been through some really, really shitty quarterbacks. Like the one on my hat here somewhere. Jake Locker's signature is on this hat somewhere. I'm sorry. There's a lot of really good signatures, and that's why I keep it. I got T-Rack and Mark Mariani and McGrath, a bunch of people on here. But the point is, and that's one I talk about a lot, because I bought his damn jersey. I was so sure he was going to be a good quarterback. I bought his damn jersey. And it was a struggle, man. And then you get Clipboard Jesus, and you get some of these crazy quarterbacks they brought in trying to patch a leaky tire. When I know. But now we have a young man, not a kid, but a young man who is capable, more than capable, of leading this team into a new era of football. And I am so ready to get there, man. Let's go.
So what's your thoughts on running back situation? I mean, you're going into the year, it looks like you're rolling with Pollard. I mean, Tajay Spears is sitting there. You hope he can stay healthy. I'm expecting, do you think the rookie gets a lot of action? Yeah, I mean, is Khalil Mullins on the practice squad at this point? Like, it's kind of a weird room, I feel like.
Man, look, man. If you know me on like a personal level, and I'm really not even gonna say on a personal level, because I put this out here before that I have a hunch on draft day and throughout the draft. I have like certain hunches, and I had a hunch about Nick Singleton. I said, what? I was like, okay, so obviously we're not going to get Jeremiah Love, because I ain't going to lie. The reason I wasn't too high on Cornell Tate, because I wanted Jeremiah Love. I already get back.
So upset about it, yeah.
I was ready to see the next great Titans running back. But but I thought about it. I said, what if they went and got Nick Singleton? And I said, well, he's probably not even going to be available by the time that they could justify getting him. But, man, when I saw that we got him, I said, boy, I should have stepped out there and said something. And that's what I got to do better going forward, man. I've got to learn how to step out there and put my stuff out there. And, hey, if it hit, it don't. But Nick Singleton, man, if it wouldn't have been for injury, I mean, I think this dude would have went way higher. I think he would have went behind Jeremiah Smith, if I'm being quite honest with you. You talking about the the ultimate scat back, whatnot. I mean, he can pretty much do anything, but I mean, coming out the backfield, he can catch out the backfield. He can pretty much do everything Jeremiah Love can do. So if Singleton can come in here and be healthy, he's Tajay Spears' replacement. And probably Tony Pollard's replacement. Let's keep it real. Tony, this is going to be Tony's last season, man. And salute to Tony for everything. Came in here. I mean, he could have pulled a L'Jarius Sneed on him. But he kept doing his job, came in here, back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He can't do anything but respect that.
Answered the call. I mean, that's what you expect him to do. And look, that's what I feel like he's going to be expected to do at the beginning of this year until if Singleton kind of steps into that role. And I'm with you, man. Like, this was Jeremiah Love 2.0 in a way that he can do everything Jeremiah Love does. He just had the injury. He fell in the draft. He wasn't the premier talent, but I hope he can become that. But I think Tajay Spears still gets that opportunity first. Like, I think Tony Pollard's number one. He's the wrecking ball. But Tajay Spears comes in. He's your third down back. If he can prove that he can be healthy and kind of answer the call, he is your scat back. He's your out the backfield. He's your dude that can line up in different positions. So I'm with you. Now that's, again, all if he can stay healthy, because that's been the biggest question of his career. Just ask Traylon Burks how that works out if you can't see the field. So I'm with you. I hope that he can step into that role as time goes on, because that's what you want him to be. Was what Jeremiah Love was supposed to be. So we'll see if he can do it.
Yeah, no, agree with you on that. Tajay is pretty much locked in there for this year at least. But Pollard, maybe not. I don't know. I think that's very interesting because the Singleton is a do-it-all back, and he's big as hell. So, and he can run fast. So, I mean, I'll be honest with you. Yeah, if he wasn't injured, he would have been a second, third round.
That's some pretty good qualities of a running back.
Probably
big
top
dude,
the
run
second
fast.
round. Maybe last the first round.
Yeah. I wouldn't doubt it at all.
Can catch out of the backfield. Yeah, I mean, they're all good qualities to have. Now, I'm going to bring the mood down just a bit. Sorry. Penalties. Okay, so, like, I was looking up this stat. We all know the Titans are a shitty penalty team, right? Like, we're just bad about penalties, especially pre-snap penalties, which is the shit you shouldn't be messing up on, especially at this level of football. But anyway, get beyond that. We're one of the worst in the league. I think we were second in the league from 21 to 25 with like 600 and some odd penalties. The problem is that when I did this, looking these stats up, I'm thinking to myself, well, Robert Saleh is a very disciplined dude. So surely his teams are really good at the pre-snap penalties and stuff like that. So that's something the Titans won't have to worry about. And that's literally what my whole mindset of looking up this stat was. However, I come to learn that I'm not right. For some reason, Saleh does have high penalty teams. Both years with the Jets, he was in the top 5 of penalties. Mostly pre-snap, which is like, what the hell, man? What the hell? So we got to figure out a way to stop that.
Well, the flip side to that is it's the Jets.
Penalties
right? Like,
kill drives.
Yeah, no, for sure. And that's been a huge problem. Like, absolutely. Now, like, I will say, like, I think Saleh does have a pretty disciplined team as a whole. So I think you've got to look at, I think every situation is situational, right? Like, if you get the right dudes in place on the offensive line, if you get the right offensive line coaching staff in place, if you teach the right fundamentals, if the quarterback can get on the same page with the center, like it's so much more than just my guys are undisciplined. Like, there's a lot more that goes into it. So I'm not concerned about it until it's a concern, right? Now last year at training camp, like, it was a concern before we started preseason. Like, it was something that we were noticing at practice, that there were miscues with the offensive line, with the quarterback. Like that was a problem. And then we saw that translate. I'm not going to worry about it until they give me a reason to worry.
Yeah, and just to follow up on what Link said, because I pretty much agree with everything that you said. Yeah, it's gonna boil down to coaching, in my opinion, because you heard Cam Newton react to Cam Ward and the length of the play calls that they were getting. Just imagine. And Cam, we don't want to put anything past Cam. We know Cam was ready, but you got to think a lot of these dudes or whatever, they may either be new to the situation or come from a situation where the play calls wasn't as lengthy. And then you got Callahan out there calling X right, left, max right, XYZ. Like, dude, what is we doing out here? Why does it take all of that? Just give us what we need so we can go out there and execute.
I'm going to do something I haven't done in a very long time, and I'm going to potentially defend Callahan here because I think back to a moment, and I don't remember
Oh
when
my
it was,
God.
but this stuck with me. No, this stuck with me because there was a time where Callahan was doing an interview or talking, and he said, it's really interesting because Cam's one of those dudes who just talks all the time. He chirps. He chirps at the defense. He's talking to the guys on offense. He's like, he'll be talking crap to the linebacker while I'm getting a play in. And then I'll be like, man, did you get that? And he'll read it back perfect and we're good to go. And it was like, wow, that's pretty incredible. Cam Ward can talk shit and then, get a play call it. But maybe it didn't work like that every time. So to be fair, like watching how it was treated on the sidelines, like who's going to tell Cam Ward to shut up and get the play call into the guys? You know what I mean? Like nobody on that sideline during what I saw was going to take this thing by the reins and say, dude, just get the play call in. We're just do the fundamentals, do the right things. Nobody kind of reined him in. I'm not saying that was it. I'm just saying, I think back to those little things and I'm like, maybe those were teaching moments we probably should have coached out of him and not just said, oh, that's a cool little fact,
Yeah, I get where you're coming from right there, man.
Well, if our coach
devil's advocate a little bit.
For sure. Yep.
I mean, I'll be real. If our coach didn't have microscopic balls at the time, then maybe you're right. He could have, called Cam out and said something to him a little bit. But I mean, I'll be honest with you. I met Callahan at a practice, and one of my, my first impression was, man, what a cool coach, dude. Just talk to you like you're a regular guy. I mean, like he was talking to literally everybody that was at the practice. There was over 1,000 people there. Easy. What the fuck are you doing, man? Pay attention to the team. This is a practice session. I love the fact that he was talking to me. Don't get me wrong. But I'd rather you coach my football team. Preferably. I mean, turn around, give me a thumbs up, smile, wink, whatever. I'm good with that. That's all I need. I'm like, holy shit, was he winking at me? I think he was talking to me. It doesn't matter. The point is, pay attention to the team more than I enjoy the the back and forth, but coach the football team first.
Exactly.
I have a hard time not cussing on this show, especially when I'm talking about something that I feel really strongly about.
So before we get off it, we spent a lot of time on this offense. I want to get your thoughts on defense. I mean, just to throw it out there first, like what's your biggest thing you're looking forward to on this defense? And then where do you think the emphasis of concern is, in your opinion?
Man, you already know, man. It's the defensive line, bro. I mean, everybody been talking about this defensive line. I mean, we pretty much got the defensive line penciled in to be a top 10 defensive line. But yeah, I mean, shoot, Jeffrey Simmons, John Franklin Myers, and then you got Keldrick Falk, and let's expand a little bit to the front seven, Anthony Hill Jr., man. Another guy that I kind of had a hunch on, but I was like, this mug, he gonna go in the first round. But boy, if he mess around and slip, they need to go get him. I'd be damn, they went got him. I said they went got them a dadgum head on him, man. But my area of concern is, and it's gonna be kind of crazy, but it's the DBs, man.
Yeah.
I mean, for the most part, I like Alontae Taylor and I like Cordell Flott, but I need to see them do some work first before I can just, feel comfortable with them. Kevin Winston Jr., I mean, I need to see
he's coming. He's going to come into his own. He'll get there. Right.
I just need to see him stay out on the field. Marcus Harris, I think Marcus Harris will be good. But man, look, man, the main issue with our secondary over the years has been keeping these guys healthy, because if we take one injury to either one of our starting cornerbacks or safeties, I mean, that's when you're going to start seeing the holes. And we really don't have the depth that we want in the secondary. So that's why secondary is my area of concern. Now, if they can stay healthy and this defensive line can perform the way I think they can perform, I think the Titans could have a top 10 defense.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. And I think, just to repeat what you said, I think the biggest area of concern right there is secondary, just because, now granted, last year you said the same thing, but now you don't have L'Jarius Sneed as your starting guy. You know what I mean? So it's going to take a legitimate injury to knock one of these dudes out. So I feel a little bit better, but it's still, if you lose one of these guys, you're digging into your bag pretty deep. And look, that's my biggest area of concern. I still think my biggest question area is edge, right? Like I really wanted Femi to come on and really come into his own this training camp. Now you've got an injury there. So, Keldrick Falk, I would love to see him making an immediate impact. That was kind of Salah's dude when he didn't get his guy in the first round. Like, that was his guy in the second. So, we'll see how they step up there. But I think that's still my biggest question, is just, can these dudes on the edge actually get to the quarterback and finish the job? Because that's been the biggest area of concern. It hadn't been getting there. It's been finishing it.
Yeah, man, for me, the defense is the player I'm looking at the most, which I can't believe y'all didn't even mention the dude, but Jermaine Johnson. That's who I'm looking at the most, because the last time he was in a solid defense, he did pretty well when he wasn't hurt in a solid defense, I guess I should say. But if he can get back to what he was doing the Pro Bowl season he had, it was just 7.5 sacks, which sounds like a medial number, but that'd actually be pretty awesome, man. We haven't had 7.5 sacks from an edge in a long time, or defensive end, however you want to call it. But I would be very happy with that production. Again, you're right on, though, with the defensive backs being the thinnest position in the defense, because, like you said, somebody gets hurt. Oh, crap, all of a sudden, Marcus Harris is starting. However, I do think that Alontae Taylor will play a very big role in our defense this year, the way he can play inside and outside, come up and adjust to the run and stuff like that. I think one of Salah's things that he likes to do is move guys around, like JFM using him on the edge, have Alontae Taylor come down, and blitz from the corner position, or Kevin Winston. All these defensive backs, if you notice, there's like a theme of physicality. So I don't think physical is going to be any problem. The problem in today's NFL is getting burnt. And how often will Cordell Flott and Alontae Taylor get burnt? Well, I don't know. I hope it's not that often, but I can't say that I've got a lot of faith in it.
I mean, that's also why you're asking guys like Amani Hooker and Kevin Winston to step up, right? Like that's again, your literal safety net. So, I mean, that if you want these guys to do more on defense, if you want to move these dudes around, you're going to need a Kevin Byard type of safety. And I think that's what they brought, or what they expect Amani Hooker to kind of step into with that role. But, you got to prove it. Again, that's part of it.
Yeah, and I was going to say, Fly, I mean, I will give him credit. He has been progressively getting better. So, I mean, that's a plus. But at the same time, man, I mean, should we the Titans, man? We go always have some type of concern, some type of PTSD. And, I mean, I'm not going to lie. When it comes to these edge rushers, PTSD is kind of kicking in, man, because my God, man, I just hope Jermaine Johnson stays healthy, and we don't put Femi in a situation to where we're asking him to be out there earlier than he needs to be out there. I mean, I think he was coming on well when it comes to the run game. I think before he got hurt, I mean, I really thought that Femi was starting to get it together against the run. But I don't want to see Femi rushing the passer on third downs like that, man, unless, I mean, he's just done his thing throughout the offseason and he actually got a little pass rush bag. But I don't think that's the case because he's fighting back from injury, so it's only so much that he can do right now. But Keldrick Faulk, man, he's going to be another guy that can move around. And when I first saw Keldrick Faulk in Auburn, I thought to myself, like, I mean, shoot, I mean, I liked him, but I was like, we need an edge rusher. And this dude right here, hell, I mean, shit, he looked like he played more on the inside than anything.
Yeah, and that's my thing too. And I think he's going to get an opportunity early, right? Like he's going to get a chance. And my thing with Johnson, I do think he was a great pickup by the Titans, and I think he can come in and be the 7.5 to double-digit sack guy, but I don't think he can do it on his own, right? And JFM's going to be a big help with Simmons in the middle. Like you're going to block that up, but you still need a guy to draw attention on the other side. And I'm telling you, man, if Femi, if he comes into this training camp and he isn't 100%, I think Keldrick's going to be the next dude to get that opportunity to kind of move to that outside edge position because he's got the athleticism, he's got the speed. I think he'd fit that role kind of well, in my opinion, but we'll see.
All right, fellas. Well, any final thoughts or anything that we didn't talk about that you wanted to bring up?
Y'all want to talk about the offensive line some more?
I'm all good, man. I think I'm set on offensive line talk. Biggest takeaways. Latham needs to be the guy. I'm really hoping that Slater can move into that position. One thing that you did mention that I think is worth noting is, man, if you can get a guy like Coons with that physicality and that attitude to be your Lawan, that guy we haven't seen since Mariota was at quarterback, to get in somebody's face, put somebody in the opposing bench, like that's what this offensive line is missing. And I think that's what it's going to take for Skoronski to kind of step up and be that elite talent that I think he can be. He just can't do it on his own. You know what I'm saying? And he's not that vocal in-your-face guy. You need a personality on that line, and maybe that's your dude. I don't know. You got any thoughts on that one?
Right. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all, man. When it comes to the Titans offensive line versus the defensive lines across the AFC South, the Titans don't really have any guy that could just piss one of those opposing defensive linemen off. I mean, Coogan is the type of guy that will get a Daniil Hunter out of his character. He'll get a Will Anderson out of his character. He'll get Josh Hines Allen out of his character. I mean, he'll get any player on the Colts defensive line out of his character. And when you get those type of guys to play out of their character, guess what? They start catching penalties. And when they catch penalties, guess what? They got to dial it back. They can't rush the passer like they want to because they so daggone worried about getting a penalty.
Yeah, I love it. I agree 100% too. And that's exactly, like you said, Link, that is exactly what the Titans offensive line is missing. Folks, thank you so much if you've hung around with us throughout this whole thing. Well, I mean, we're back. We're so close to being back. Friday, I think we're officially back. But anyway, before I go, I do want to say, if you're not following Marako Taylor on Facebook or Twitter, you're missing out, man. There's great content there. He's an amazing dude and got the best damn hype videos you'll ever see. Oh, and he's gone. All right. Well, that's all right. We must have had some technical difficulties there at the end, but it's all good. But yeah, man, just great guy. So yeah, if you want to follow him, again, Marako Taylor, I think it's motherfucker on Twitter, because they're a little bit laxer with their names. But we back in. You back in, man?
Yeah, I think y'all lost, man, or I lost y'all.
I don't know, man. I'll be honest with you. I really appreciate everybody staying with us throughout all the technical difficulties. I had to borrow a laptop from where I work today. One of my mechanics' laptops. I had to bring it home because my laptop kind of shit the bed the other night. So, yeah, sorry you had to deal with this. Hopefully I'll have my desktop here before we have to go live next Monday, and we'll have all this stuff tightened up. Get it? But until then, I don't know. Y'all have anything else you want to say?
No, we're good, man. Marako, we appreciate you being with us, man. Great show, absolutely. As we get closer to training camp, y'all make sure to stick with us. Content be coming out soon as we get close to the season. Can't wait for those 2 weeks, and then, man, we'll be in preseason before you know it. So make sure to like, subscribe, comment. Make sure you get on this thing, man. We'll keep it rolling.
Yeah, and everybody, until next time, Marako, thanks for being with us, man. Really appreciate it. He's gone. It's all good. Until next time, tighten up.
Peace out.
Peace out.